to Prussia and studied the system.
And it's only one county today of Germany. It's a very small area.
Yeah, it's right up against the North Sea, and it still doesn't have any money, but it produced the 3 largest wars so far in human history. So it's pretty effective when people have their independent mind removed, when they can't critically think. They're much more efficient to be ordered around and used as, here's a term I know you heard here in Austin, human resources. Well, people aren't human resources until you remove their free will and their ideas.
And the joke's right out in the open. They're calling us resources.
Oh, yeah. They have a department in the government. Well, Prussia is now studied by every major country on Earth, as far away as Japan. As I said, everyone involved in schooling in the United States comes back from Prussia.
And for folks that don't know, that's the kindergarten system, and that's our whole form of education.
Oh, yes. Well, at first it wasn't, and then they decided that they weren't getting the minds early enough. And so they built the kindergarten system, which means a garden where you grow children like vegetables. I'm amazed that that's eluded people. And it's more effective. And now in places like New York City, even kindergarten is considered not early enough. Too much independence survives. They're getting kids at age 3 now into pre-kindergartens here.
And now they're saying, oh, parents, we know you're working hard. We have after-school programs till 8 at night, so they have them all the time. The CIA, of course, funded the modern feminist movement. They admit it. It's now declassified, so the mother couldn't be there even in the afternoon to take care of them, so you get double taxpayers, so the parents are completely removed. Then the leadership model males, these are federal documents that speak up. You drug them.
The family is, without thinking about it, it's the biggest obstacle in the path to create a universal utopia, which is the ultimate goal.
Automatons.
We'll get there. But the family, because it awakens these powerful, irrational feelings, irrational meaning that some manager can't predict which way love is going to take you, the family itself has to be disintegrated, and the payoff, the bribe for extending schooling is, well, look, we'll put your kids in the hands of experts, and you can have a little time off, et cetera, et cetera.
Let's just boil it down and give me your take on this. And the state has said this, that the family's competition to the state. The state wants the children. The state wants to be the boss, and you owe fealty and allegiance to your blood, to your family. They can't have that.
Well, that's precisely it. And in places like Prussia, this was written into legislation that the state owned the children. And that's not my interpretation. Those are the laws. Through the 19th century in the United States, attempts were made to write that into legislation, and there are records, Alex, quite a few, of courts reaching that determination.
Let's talk about that. Let's give some specifics in Prussia and here in the U.S., how it ties into eugenics. Some of the first social workers were set up in England and then in Germany to carry out these operations, racial hygiene. Hitler, of course, sitting on the children. We'll be right back. Going back to our guest, who I really appreciate coming on, John Taylor Gatto. You've got the floor, sir. Anytime you want to plug your film, your book, any of it, The Secret History of Education. It's not secret if you go look. Everything you're saying is documented. You've got the floor. Go through how it was set up, what happened, what we face today, and hopefully solutions to educate the public to get out of it, to extricate ourselves out of it.
Let me start by telling your audience that if you go to my website, my big book, Underground History of American Education, which you can buy in bookstores for $35, is up on my website absolutely free. It took 10 years around the clock to write. It's 330,000 words. So I
forgot to mention that, again, a true sign, just like I put my films out for free, too, you put your book out for free. God bless you.
So take a deep breath, but you'll find all of this information I'm giving you now documented, and many, many times more. Now, so what we are is back at the beginning of the 19th century, and I'll run through this real quick. And this little military state of Prussia, for the first time in human history, forces all the young of its ordinary population to go to school, and the country almost immediately becomes, the companies become more prosperous, the army becomes more successful, because the leaders, the managers, think for everybody. So Prussia's now studied all over the world. They send delegations from Japan, delegations from Russia, and many, many delegations from the United States go to Prussia.
And by the way, it was so successul that the Gestapo was founded out of the Prussian state police, and the SS was founded out of it.
Absolutely. See, if you don't have employees who argue with you or say, no, I won't do that, you're bound to be more efficient. Now, it is a kind of short-term efficiency, but
because very soon everything degenerates and falls apart, and then you have no brains to pull from in the next generation.
Exactly, and that's what's happening.
By the way, my dad's a pretty high-level, executive in healthcare, and I'd say he's one of the top, 1,000 brains in healthcare in the country, and he gets sent to these, $5,000-$10,000 seminars, and one day he called me from the Four Seasons here in Austin. And he was hearing, I forget the guy's name, he's a real famous guy, and he said the New World Order has destroyed everyone's brains with the Prussian model. My dad called me from out in the hall going, it's incredible. It's like six. And he said, the guy says that our model's destroyed everyone, so now we don't have anyone to pull from except the homeschoolers, but we've got to keep it secret for management because we've got to keep this other system in place. But they admitted that they've overdone it. But go ahead.
Well, let me give your listeners a piece of mathematical proof of what you just